What's up, everyone? Well, it's been a while since I put together a Black Desert Mobile video. Well, about a week I announced that I downloaded the game again. I jumped in, checked out some things here and there. Well, the first couple of days was completely chaos. It was all about researching the new content. I also played the new reworked Black Chance. We'll talk about that in a bit. So, after almost a week back in the game, here I am making this video for two reasons. First, I want to give a huge shout out to all of you guys. Even when I was making content for other games, you were still here commenting on videos you didn't even care about. That helped me more than you can imagine. Honestly, it motivated me even though I hated the game for the most part. Well, I'll get to that soon as well. For some reason, I felt like coming back and playing again. That's the power of community. Well, MMOs are meant to be played with friends. If you don't have people around, it's easy to lose motivation and quit. Or just move on to something else, but this game did something special. After playing 5 or 6 other games this year, I realize it now more than ever. Sure, a big part of the community can be toxic. Yeah, that's normal for PvP MMOs. I'm not gonna complain about it anymore. But at the same time, we can't live with each other, right? If I log in and everything is peaceful, I'll probably lose my motivation to compete. But if I know someone's out there fighting me on the battlefield, or even just in the server chat, you know, that's what keeps me going. Everyone loves drama. So, for the Black Desert Mobile community, this game has stayed alive for over 5 years, and most of the serious competitive guilds are still around, playing this damn game. This video has a double meaning. I want to shout out all of you and the game that's managed to keep you here. And second, I want to give a quick review of how I feel about the game after 5 years, of course, and being a returning player. First, I want to talk about why I stopped making content and stopped playing the game for a while. The main reason was the huge amount of time you need to do everything in the game, at least back then. My mindset also was still all about PvP, especially since Darklands was one of the best parts for me. Competing against other players was actually fun, but there were still problems, mostly with CP differences, especially for low CP players. I'm not one myself, but you get the point. Not everything was rainbows and unicorns, but time and repetitiveness, that was the main issue for me. On top of that, there were a lot of changes as well, especially with the Black Spirit skill, the Black Spirit escape skill. Some of those changes made things even harder for you to be able killing people. There was also some toxicity in the comments on my videos, plus I was dealing with real life. My first newborn arrived, and I was totally new to being a dad. A lot happened at the same time, so I thought a fresh start would help clear my mind, and honestly did. I took a break, reset, and now here we are. So what's this game about right now? The short answer, it's still the best MMO for mobile. Hands down. You can only play it on mobile, there is no cross-platform, hence my take is based on that. The devs have fixed a lot of the annoying problems we had before. Not many people are left playing, I assume, so the servers are super clear. That's probably why there's almost zero lag now, at least for me. Well, I still got a little desync sometimes, but that's because I play on an emulator. This game, as mentioned, doesn't have a PC client, and that's a downside. When it comes to open world fighting, this game has the best progression system out there. There are so many things you can do to grind and boost your CP. I always like that about this game. And of course the combat, it's legit still the best for a mobile game. Honestly, if a company ever makes a PC MMO with this kind of combat, let's say a cross-platform game, keeps it free-to-play friendly and adds a limitless progression system like this game, they'll make a fortune. People would go crazy for it, including myself. Alright? So, another thing I want to talk about, I found a completely different game than the one I left. After playing for a few days and trying all the content, I can say everything is fucking automated now. It feels like a mobile game more than ever, with all the recent changes, of course. We'll talk about those changes in a bit. Honestly, BDM now is a side game. and keep that with a grain of salt, but this is how it feels for me. At this point, it's almost like an idle game, I could say. You still have to do some things manually, especially if you're in a competitive guild, like node wars, siege wars, but almost everything else, even most of the PvP, is automated. Well, maybe there is some PvE content you have to play once a week, but about 90% of the game runs by itself. Surprisingly, this is one of the reasons that I came back. Now, if I play an MMO again, right, and I want to be serious about it, I want it to be cross-platform, of course, so I can play on PC and really enjoy PvP, like I did in Throne and Liberty, for instance. Those were good times, including Guild Wars 2 as well, but they needed a lot of grinding every day. I want something in between, not so much grinding, but still fun PvP. Right now, BDM is about 90% PvE. It feels like a chill side game. You check your character, see your progress, collect materials, and grow your account. That's the game's identity now. That's why I came back, to relax and enjoy the ride. And speaking about automated content, look at this shit. You can dispatch literally everything right now in the game. You can dispatch great temples. You can dispatch mirages, Murwork Labyrinth. However, all those were monthly content, but still, you don't have to waste time on those things anymore. Path of Freaking Glory, you can dispatch Path of Freaking Glory now. You can dispatch even Trials of Hathor. Jeez, you could dispatch boss rushes. When I left, I remember that. You can dispatch also Alieli nowadays. Basically, you don't have to do almost anything, rather than the time-limited content where you actually have to send your character and, again, AFK grinding. Well, that's why I said it feels most of an idle game, rather than anything else at this point, which is not entirely bad, since there are so many content and the game is very focused on mobile. The competition, every single game makes games now cross-platform, so it will be very hard for this game to compete, and the only way for the game to identify itself as something different is, of course, all this automated content out there, right? And I'm perfectly fine with that. Now I want to talk about 3 big changes that really surprised me, especially for people who might have quit and are thinking about coming back, like I did. If you are still subbed and watching out of curiosity, well, listen up. First, there is a new cap on your daily grind. Now you can't kill more than 60,000 monsters a day when it comes to field monsters. Honestly, for me at least, this is a W update. Yeah, it makes the game feel like a real mobile game now. The devs see that most new MMOs are cross-platform, I guess, so they want to keep your playtime short and push this game more for what it is, rather than anything else. Now you don't need to grind all day, just 4 or 5 hours depending on the class, then you're done. You can use also Black Spirit mode for this, so you don't have to stay online. It's a good update. However, the Black Spirit mode is under fixing as we speak, from what people told me, but I'm certain sooner or later that's gonna work properly as well. Second, let's talk about time-limited content. Shout out to my guild leader, Silver, for it. Thank you. Thank you, man. Still playing this goddamn game. Alright, so if you open the map, you'll see all your time-limited stuff in one place. Desert, Everfrost, Land of Shurihan, Restricted Zone, Chaos Rift, and Nightmare, which is also part of the time-limited content right now in the game. Well, it's a nice quality of life change, but there's still a problem with Flouts. I'm gonna address that because it's the only pay-to-win item that doubles your rewards, and if your guild doesn't have someone spending money, you lose a lot of grinding potential. If I could change one thing for PvE, I'd make this more free-to-play friendly, and there are already a lot of ways to get stronger, so it wouldn't hurt to fix this. Plus, it would be a great update for the free-to-play community, as those people mostly keeping the game alive lately. Now, third and finally, let's talk about Black Sun, the Dark Lands for the new players, as you know it. I call it Black Sun because we had Black Suns for like years before Night of the Vengeful Souls came out. So, finally, the Black Sun now is full PvE. Alright, you have 4 sessions. I'm gonna show that. Actually, let's go to the schedule so you guys can see it if you're not playing the game right now. You have 4 sessions, for Night of the Vengeful Souls and 4 sessions for the Black Sun. But you don't have to join them all. You only need to join one and kill 6,000 monsters to get the best rewards. Your points also, of course, help your guild, but you don't need to worry about fighting other players. Even if some guilds try to cheat or feed points at this point, it doesn't matter much anymore. There aren't many guilds left anyway competing for the highest rankings, so the mod is about PvE, not PvP. You can just grind, get your rewards, and move on. It's just the vibe I'm getting nowadays by playing Darklands that PvP feels irrelevant there. Sure, you can join one session for kills and one session for points, if you are a high CP player, of course, but still for me it doesn't cut it anymore. This is why I say the game is now a PvE game. There's no real reason to hunt other players. Sure, you might get more points, but it's not worth the effort. With all the escapes and tricks, PvP just slows you down. Now I can grind in peace and play real PvP in other games potentially. And that's everything I wanted to talk about for now. This is how I feel after 1 week as a returning player. To sum it up, playing other MMOs before coming back really changed my perspective. Before I used to go all in and try hard every day. Now the game just feels like a side idle game, something you can enjoy casually, especially if you are an old player. For new players, it's probably a different story. The game can feel overwhelming and it takes months to reach the end game and unlock all the automated features. Maybe I'll make a beginner's guide next season or in 2025, since I promised that already. Not 100% sure yet. I'm also curious to see how new players handle everything and how long it takes for them to catch up. If you stayed until the end, here's what to expect from me. I'll probably do one live stream a week, maybe playing some Black Sun just for fun, alright? Maybe trying some PvP. I'll also make a video each week about new updates and share my opinions. If there is new content that needs a guide or something important for grinding, probably I'll cover it as well. But I'm done with the old Black Sun and edited content. The game just doesn't let you PvP non-stop anymore on those modes, and it isn't worth it as well. Combat power is an even bigger factor now. Those edits took hours and now it feels pointless as well. Maybe I've changed too. I want to focus more on other games without the auto option, not just idling here. That's why I'll try Sword of Justice, probably Ion 2. I'm gonna dive hard on that one when those games come out, of course. Maybe things are different there, but don't worry, I'll still be around and my character will keep grinding on auto like everyone else. Thanks a lot for watching, and until next time, see ya!